Okay, so we are starting with the Linds PIPER ID lanyard. I'm making this for my mother-in-law to match the cruise bag that I'm making her. And so I've got everything cut out, got my zipper tabs, my D-ring holder, my clear piece of vinyl, my Peltex or Decorative heavy, my 2 lining pieces, and my exterior pieces. I did this as the vinyl instead of like the fabric version of it, so I just made this smaller than the ID window, so then that way that obviously that the plastic will fit inside of there. That's all I did when I tweaked it. And this is the back piece. So these are all the pieces, and there is a little bit of edge painting if you want to. You don't have to do it, but if you want to, you can kind of edge paint right through here, and that's what I'm going to do. For this, you're also going to need a swivel hook and a D-ring and a zipper, and then some zipper tape. So I'm going to be using my handy little tool. I'm actually going to start selling this in November on my website. Just apply it really nicely. This is the base coat. I know a lot of people get confused, but this is the Gardena base coat because it's for the iridescent one. So the iridescent one has to have a dark background in order to show up for the iridescent. So it kind of acts like as a twofer for me. It acts as a base and a color. And don't worry about it kind of getting a little bit on the edge there. I'm gonna be wiping that off in just a second. It just makes it so much easier to apply. And it's done. So look for these on my website. They're gonna have different colors. And then I will be showing you also what colors will be available and who it's from. So like I ordered some from Mojo Sews, and I'm going to be putting it inside of my applicator, and I'm working with her as well to see if we can do some type of collaboration together. All right, so I'm taking that off just like that. There's my edge paint. Let that dry. It doesn't take too long to dry actually. So while I let that dry, I am going to go and I'm going to do the sides as well, because the sides are also raw edge. So I'm going to do my sides, and then I'm going to come back and we will start putting it together. Okay, now we're going to set these aside just to dry. And now we're going to be working with our D-ring connector and zipper tab. So because I have this swivel hook here thing, I'm not going to be doing the lanyard the same way. I'm going to be doing it a little bit differently. It's not going to be like able to connect or not connect. So I'm just actually doing that just straight out of webbing. So I'm not doing that today. But you can go ahead and move on down to preparing the zipper, which is on page 5. So here that is, and then, okay. The size of the zipper that you need is on the first page under the cutting list, or you can, it's also listed on page 5. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and install your zipper just like that. Let me get these other pieces out of the way for just a second. Okay, so now that it's like that, now it's telling us to go like that and sew it and wrap it around. But because I'm using a size 5 zipper tape instead of a size 3 zipper tape, I'm going to just do it this direction and pull it out and then baste it down. Go ahead and clip that right there. Right here. Do the same thing here. The great thing about using a vinyl that's non-fraying is you can leave this side exposed and it's not going to be a problem. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to the sewing machine and let's get it sewn up. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and sew down each side. I'm using a 1/4 inch stitch seam allowance. Okay. Okay, and so now that I've done that, I'm going to pull that out just like that, and then you can curve it like that so that you can go ahead and top stitch right through those layers. See that? And then it's okay that this side is raw because it is it's a self-healing or raw edge fabric. So go ahead and pull that that side and top stitch. Okay, we can burn off our edges. If you have a thread zapper, you can use a thread zapper as well. I just use my. Okay, and then you can go ahead and cut that off the excess so that it's flush with the zipper tape. Okay, so now we have our zipper prepared. Now that we have the zipper prepared, we are going to grab our interior divider pocket. Okay, so you're going to need your interior divided pocket fabrics, and that's the lining ones. So I'm not sure if I'm actually going to need the Decorative because I have pretty thick materials. And it said Decorative light. I misread it. I thought it said Decorative heavy. So I'm going to be using this. Okay, so I'm trying to see, because I'm making this different obviously from the actual pattern, because I'm not using the type of fabric that she's using there. She's using a cotton and I'm not. So let's get here. Okay, just so you guys can see a little bit better. Okay, so right here, what I'm going to be doing now is creating that divider pocket on the inside. So we need these pieces and we need our exterior pieces. Okay, so this is going to go over this. Okay, but it's going to be like this. Just like that. Okay, and then the ID portion is going to be here. Okay, so my ID window is going to be right there underneath that section right there. So this piece actually got cut a little too narrow. So I'm going to need to make this a little bit bigger. So let me go cut that out just a little bit bigger. Now, this measurement here that I did, I could have made it not as big. I could have made it a little bit smaller, and then this original piece would have fit just fine. But this was just me doing trial by error, so I'm going to go ahead and just cut a larger piece of clear vinyl just to make sure it really goes around. And then I'm going to do the back of this here, so that way when you insert your card, it's independent from the actual zipper portion. Let me go get another cut one of these, and I'll be right back. Okay, so just so that you kind of know how I'm doing this, I'm putting this piece behind my clear vinyl, and then I'm just going to clip it, and then I'm going to cut around it just to make sure I have enough to cover, because this came out of this piece here. So because this came out of there, I know that this is the exact size of this, and I need this clear piece to be bigger so that I catch it when I sew. So that's my train of thought in that. Because sometimes it's hard to see clear vinyl. There you go, just like that. Okay, so zipper prepped to the side. We have, oh, that's there. All right, so now what I'm going to do is using this one here and this one. I'm gonna take all of this and put it to the side for just a second. I'm gonna come back to my D-ring. I'm gonna put that there so I don't lose it, because it's such a small piece I can lose it. Okay, so clear vinyl right on top. Just like that, and I'm actually going to get this way so you guys can see a little bit better. I'm actually going to put some double-sided tape, some 1/8" double-sided tape around, so then that way it's easier and it stays in place. So I'm not going to do it right at the edge, but kind of like in the middle, so then that way I don't catch it with my seam allowance, because my seam allowance is going to be 1/8 inch. So I'm making sure that my tape is at least 1/8 inch away from the edge of the vinyl. So then that way I'm not sewing through my double-sided tape. So now what I'm going to do is sew around that box. And sew all the way around. Okay. Cool. I pulled my threads through the back. I'm taking off. Okay, so I'm going to pull my threads to the back again. You can just do a back stitch if you'd like to. It doesn't have to be tied off in the back, but I just like doing it. It's whatever you feel like doing. Again, burning those edges. Now that part is complete. Okay, so now I'm going to be doing the little part that kind of like holds this back there kind of thing. So what I'm doing is taking this piece here on the wrong side of it and placing this right around there. Should be the same. I'm just trying to do this for placement. And this is probably purely decorative, but it's okay. I kind of want to have it like if you don't have anything in here, at least you could, this is back there. So it's purely decorative. What I'm doing right now, it's not necessary in any shape or form. Okay, so I'm just going to take it and I'm just going to stitch all the way around. Okay, so just like that, this is, like I said, purely decorative. All right, so for this part here, I remember her saying she has to go like this, so that you can slip the ID in between the card slots. No, this is, yeah, from the inside. So, go ahead and do that. Okay, just like that. All right, so now we're going to start assembling, but first I need to do my ring. Try to see if that'll be perfect, just like that. So just go like that and like that. So fold it towards the center and then stitched on each side. You don't have to use any double-sided tape or anything here. You're not going to see that stitch, the connection on the back. That's okay. So get my D-ring, connect it like so. Stitch. That's just to hold it together until we put it all together. All right, guys. Okay, let's get to starting assembling this. Okay, clips there, double-sided tape. I've got all my pieces. I've got my other lining piece, my back piece, my front piece, my lining piece, and my zipper. Grab all those pieces and let's get started. Okay, so I figured out what I did wrong. So this piece here, right, it's supposed to also be the small piece that goes back behind here. It's supposed to be just a little bit bigger so that I can sew it on to this part, so this ID part goes in there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave the length of it, but I'm gonna trim it down to be almost the size of this. And then I'm going to show you what we're going to do with the other pieces, because the other pieces also need to be trimmed down just a tiny bit, because we are leaving a raw edge and we don't need to have this matching towards the edge, if that makes sense. Okay, so I don't need that, but it was great for a template. Take that down like that. I'm going to go ahead and top stitch. I've made one of these before out of fabric, and I just didn't like the way the feel of it was with fabric, so that's why I'm doing it this way. Okay. So then that goes on the wrong side, and I'm going to just bump that down just a tiny bit. It's about centered. Stitch that in place. A lot of sense. Okay. Okay, and then that all becomes one piece. And then that way that gets slipped in there. Yep. Okay, let me trim this down just a little bit. Okay, I could have waited to put the other piece on until after I did this, but it's okay. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and stitch this down. I'm just trying to make sure that this is all out of the seams through here, so when I stitch, none of my waterproof canvas is sticking out. That is a little bit there, but that's okay. So I'm stitching at 3/8 of an inch seam allowance to make sure I catch the waterproof canvas or lining piece. Sometimes I just need to work it out for myself to kind of understand what I'm doing. So next time when I print it on the Cricut, I'm actually going to cut out 2 of these pieces, one out of the lining fabric, and then one of these pieces. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Just a little bit smaller. So then that goes inside. Okay, so now we get to start putting our sandwich together. Our zipper sandwich. Okay. So I'm just going to find my center and just kind of pinch it right there and get my little glue marker. I'm just going to make a little tiny dot where the center is. I kind of move this out of the way a little bit, it helps. There we go. Okay. Tape on both sides. While I'm here, I go ahead and just do all my taping. That way I don't have to try to do it later. I've already got my tape out, might as well just go ahead and do it. Okay, so I want my zipper closing to the left, so I want this to be my top. I put that on there, but I didn't even mark my center. It's like, wait a minute, where's my center? Right there. Line that up. Line that up. Okay, I'll make a zipper sandwich. And this one, I'm gonna have to trim just a little bit around the edge again. Because we're not turning this inside out. Again, it'd be great if I find my centers. Okay, just like that, just like that. Go ahead and stitch from this side because I want to make sure that I don't grab my little pocket insert piece. You can take it off or you can leave it. I'm just gonna leave it. Something fun to see on the inside. All right. So now you're gonna go like that. Okay. So now that is your inside piece. Okay. Did y'all see what I did? I put that on the wrong side. This one should have been on this one. Ugh, it's okay. That's better. See, you can still see a little bit, but it's not as bad. All right, but now I know that I'm cutting out 2 of these. One out of lining. Well, actually, I don't even need the lining. Ugh, I totally goofed that up. Okay. So this is gonna go like this on this one. Because then when this goes like this, and I open it, this is the one it needs to be. It needs to be on this side. And then go. All right, I kind of figured it out. I'm just working with what I have. So I went ahead and stitched this here so that this can go like this. And this will go like this and it'll get top stitched. But before I do my top stitch, I'm going to do a line. I'm going to cut a line in my waterproof canvas. And I can do this because it's a non-fraying fabric. So I'm going to do a line in here. I'm just grab myself. I can see that. I'm sorry you guys can't. I just can't change the color of it right now. Go like that. Okay. Grab it. And there we go. So you have that little cutout so you could slip it inside. So you can slip the little card inside. And it overlaps itself so it doesn't just flop out. So you have to kind of like maneuver in there. So that works for me. All right, let's top stitch this. The next one I do, I promise, will be a lot prettier. Oh, always my first ones, the mock-ups are always like that. Okay, so now that's like that. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and just have that there for right now. Now what I'm going to do is grab this piece, cut another one of these because I cut the other one out by mistake. All right. Okay, so now we're repeating the same process with the other side. So we're going to find our center. Snip. Ready, start stitching. At that center mark. Center. I'm gonna get my zipper out of the way because I'm gonna start with this side. Okay. Top stitch right here. Okay, and then we are going to go like this and stitch around. So I want my lanyard, my zipper to be up when I have my D-ring. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to put my D-ring in the center. Here's where you can kind of eyeball where you want to put it, but I think about there. And what I did is I put it in between the exterior and a lining piece so you can't see it from the inside. That looks pretty good. Clip it all together. If you want to use some glue here, you can. Glue will just help everything kind of stay together. But you don't have to. It's whatever you prefer to do. All right. So I'm going to stitch from this side, go all the way around, and then back to here. And the great thing is that if I wanted to, I can really get a rivet in there if I wanted to, because I have enough of it sticking in. I don't think she's going to be carrying anything all that heavy, so I think we'll be okay with not having a rivet. Okay, so let's see if it functions. All right, so if we open it, I can get to the ID slot. It's right there, and if you put it right there, nothing's going to happen. But if you pull it forward, bam, there's where it is. There's like it's 2 degrees of security to go in there. I think that's pretty cool. Because I'm doing the raw edge, I think that I can make my zipper about a 1/2 inch bigger, just so that it's a little bit bigger to kind of get your hand in. So I might do that with the next one. But overall, I think it's pretty cool because I'm just going to have a webbing coming off of that. But that's pretty cool, guys. What do you think? Yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. Not too bad for me kind of like messing it all up and everything. But I hope you guys enjoy it. I'll go back through and just kind of trim up any of these edges and then do my edge painting again. But it kind of helped that I did it already a little bit right there so you don't see it. But yeah, I think that turned out really cool. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification button so you guys know when I come live or upload a new video. Thanks. Bye.